Welcome to More Than Work, the podcast reminding you that your self-worth is defined by more than your job title. I'm Rabiah, an IT project manager, comedian, nonprofit volunteer, and sometimes activist. Every week, I'll chat with a guest about pursuing passions outside of work or creating meaningful opportunities inside their workplace. As you listen, I hope you'll be inspired to do the same. Hey, welcome back this week, everyone. It's Thanksgiving week, so I'm actually going to hold off on posting another interview until next week. I think people have a lot going on right now, and they're going to be traveling. And please, if someone's listening to this while travel is happening, please be safe. I am trying not to judge people for traveling. I know people are in survival mode right now and doing what they can, but there are a lot of us that have made really hard decisions not to do that. And I just worry about the aftermath of Thanksgiving, but I don't want to focus on that right now. What I want to focus on is something I was reading about, and that's focused around kind of gratitude and being thankful. Because even though I'm not doing what I would have planned to do and what I certainly promised my family I'd do when I left the U.S. at the beginning of the year, which was I'll be home at Thanksgiving, I'll be home at Christmas, I'm still doing something. So I'm going to probably take a half a day off on Thursday, take Friday off, and I'm going to make myself a dinner. I've never cooked a turkey breast before. I'm going to try to do that. I've made ground turkey. I've made turkey burgers, but I've never made actual turkey. So we'll see how that goes. I'm making a pumpkin dessert that I'm really excited about, and I don't have to share with anybody. So there's some good things happening. But it's also been a rough year, and I was reading about different things about how to express gratitude, and one thing I want to share with everyone here, and it's an exercise I'll do here, and I haven't practiced it before. I'm going to do it on this podcast, and I hope people, if you're listening and you are in a space where you feel like you are looking back at 2020 and just still feeling kind of bad, or maybe just feeling the need to reflect on it in a different way, maybe you'll like this exercise that's really about putting things into perspective. So I want to think about just this year, and it's been multiple lockdowns, and it's been some disappointments and things like that, and just put it into perspective. So I'm going to ask myself 4 questions. One question, what's good about this? So we've been in this really long period now by our standards of about 8 months where the world hasn't been the same. We've been in this state where we're supposed to socially distance from people. We're supposed to wear a mask. We're supposed to stay home as much as possible. We're getting everything canceled. So what's good about this? That's a hard question to answer. My answer for what's good about this is I've had a chance to become closer to some friends because we've needed each other. We've needed each other to be there on a Hangouts call or a Zoom call. We've gone through things in our lives. We've gone through breakups. We've gone through people in our families being ill, births, birthdays, parties. None of that stopped. And so what's been good about this is actually I've gotten to spend time with some people more than I would have because I moved to another country this year. I didn't think I'd be able to participate in anything. So even though maybe my friend that I was really excited about, like their wedding, wasn't able to get married and have that wedding, there was an opportunity to create a different experience for that. And my friend who had a baby, I was able to attend her baby shower. Now, all this sounds really selfish, but this is my answer to what's good about this. What's good about this is closeness. I've also been able to have a different relationship with my family. I talk to my mom every day. I guess that's a good thing. I might not be paying as much attention to what's going on at home. I talk to my sister all the time. She sends pictures almost every day of what's going on with the kids or something, her animals, whatever. So I think what's good is that there's been an opportunity to have stronger relationships with people. Another question that should help put things in perspective is, what can I learn from this? Man, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn from this. One, I think, is just all of us are learning our resilience, right? I'm learning that I'm pretty resilient. I sometimes have doubted that or not thought that was true, but I'm pretty sure it's true. I'm able to change to circumstances and do okay and do pretty well. I guess I've just learned that maybe I'm a little stronger than I thought, because if someone would have told me that this is what was going to happen, I wouldn't have thought I could get through it exactly the way I have. So I guess I can learn that I have strength and I can keep that faith in myself. What else can I learn from this? I think is just how fragile things are and how quickly they can change. And I don't think I'll take getting together with people as lightly as I have in the past, because we haven't been able to do that now, and we know what that's like now. I also probably won't take going to the movies as lightly, because I haven't seen a movie in a theater in months. So I didn't go when they were open because I just didn't feel safe. And man, I miss a movie theater, you know? Another question, how can I benefit from this? So in what ways can I benefit from what's going on in 2020? So if you're thinking about this question too, you might be like me and really fortunate where you've kept your job and you've been able to save some money. That's one benefit. Now, if you're going through a rough time and haven't been able to do that, then there might have been some other benefit, like you've had time for a hobby or something. That's another benefit I've had. I've had time to create this podcast. I've had time to do comedy in a different way and to write. I had time to get some certifications I needed to get for work. So those are some benefits. I've also ridden my bike every day. Well, let me confess. I rode my bike every day for over 100 days, and then I kind of stopped doing that. And now I've been back at it again, but it's really cold, so it's harder to do. But I guess I can benefit by making sure that I do my hobbies and meet some goals I had for this year and use my time in that way. I hope other people, when you're thinking about this, maybe you're benefiting by ways that I identified in, like, what's good about this, or maybe you're benefiting by showing yourself compassion and care and saying, you know what, I'm getting through each day, and that's how I'm benefiting. I'm just making it. I'm not doing these other activities. That's fine. I think hopefully you can reframe this to see some benefit, though. The last question, is there something about this situation that I can be grateful for? And that's how this ties into Thanksgiving. Just giving thanks for what we have. So I think the thing I'm grateful for, and I guess I kind of said it already, is just the relationships that I've been able to keep and maintain or even gain. I've met some new friends online, even though I haven't met people in person, like comics that are in London and some people in writing groups, and that's been really cool. And just other relationships too. And I've found that even though you can't be in person, and in person is better, I mean, let's just face it, you can still have a relationship with people, and you can still say what you need, and you can still hear from them about their needs, and you can still be there for them. So I'm grateful for you who are listening. I may not know you, I may know you. Chances are I do, but I'm grateful for your support. I'm grateful for my friends who I talk to, some of them almost every day, or who I talked to maybe once in this whole time, because we probably had a nice exchange. And I'm grateful for my family, who's just kind of, accepted also that I'm not there, and it's just a different time. So the questions again are, what's good about this? What can I learn from this? How can I benefit from this? And is there something about this situation that I can be grateful for? I think we have a little while longer. I think everyone knows that and can accept that. We know about vaccines. It's really awesome what's going on in science right now. It's amazing. And I'm probably not going to edit out these stutters because they're fine. But it really is something. And I think we need to prepare, though, for, in London, 1 or 2 more lockdowns and that kind of thing. And in the States, whatever goes on there in the next few months. And so maybe when you're having doubts or worries, you can put things in perspective and use these questions. I don't know if this was helpful. It was kind of helpful for me to talk through. It's nice to be able to share something with people on Thanksgiving week. It's usually a time where I connect with some certain friends that I may not talk to all year, but we always connect at the holidays, and a time I always get to see my family and take pictures with my nephews and niece. And they're all taller than me now except for my niece, which is funny. But it'll happen next year. So happy Thanksgiving to everyone. I'll be back next week with a great talk about leadership. And then after that, I'm going to have a talk with an Olympic swimmer and also the owner of a chocolate company, just to give you a preview of some of the guests coming up. But thank you for listening. Thank you for being part of More Than Work. If you're in the U.S., happy Thanksgiving. If you're anywhere else, just take care of yourself and try to remember there's a lot to be grateful for. Thank you. Thanks for joining me this week. You can find out more about our guest in the show notes. The music you're probably moving to by now is by Joe Maffia. Find him on Spotify. That's Joe, Maffia. And Rob Metke is responsible for our visual design. You can find him online by searching for Rob, Metke. Thanks, Rob. Let us know who you'd like to hear from or about your own experiences defining yourself outside of work at More Than Work Pod on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. Give us a follow. Or visit our website at rabiahsaid.com. Subscribe on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening to More Than Work. We'll be back next week with another guest. In the meantime, while being kind to others, don't forget to be kind to yourself.